Hi, Jubilee community. I'm super excited to be with you today in this capacity. I'm sure many of you have been to national parks. I'm obsessed with them. Several years ago, I watched Ken Burns' series on national parks. I ran out, I got myself a national park pass, made me feel like I was finally an adult, and I went all over the country to many different national parks. Yosemite, um, Black Hills, Badlands, Joshua Tree, Big Sur, and on and on. And in every single one of these places, we're struck with awe. It's something these landscapes do. They connect us to that ineffable feeling, that one where you're both acutely aware of your place in the world of things and recognize that there's something so much bigger going on. And there's a peace in that. Scott Momode, a native Kiowa poet, writes, what is it that awakens in my soul when I catch the scent of rain, when I see the sun and moon rise and set on all the colors of the earth, when I approach the heart of wilderness? For indeed, something does move and enliven me in my spirit, something that defines my very being in the world. I realize my humanity in proportion as I perceive my reflection in the landscape that enfolds me. I realize my humanity in proportion. I think that's what those landscapes do. But so does art, and so does music, and so does making love, and psychedelic journeys, and on and on and on. I know that I chase these experiences. I chase these big, awe-inspiring experiences. But one of the things that COVID has done is it's made our world really small. Small circle of friends, small footprints, small plans. But there's awe in the smallness, and you've probably noticed it. Just with watching the flowers and planting gardens and talking with your friends, there's that experience, that ineffable experience that comes upon us. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that awe is in the small things. He says, when we look into the heart of a flower, we see clouds, sunshine, minerals, time, the earth, and everything else in the cosmos in it. Without clouds, there would be no rain, and there would be no flower. Without time, the flower could not bloom. In fact, the flower is made entirely of non-flower elements. It has no independent, individual existence. And when we pay attention, we can see that one thing is made up of all the others. Isn't that awesome? The song we're singing today is actually gifted to us by David Wilcox and Nance Pettit. It was played at Ruth and Brenda Pike Elliott's wedding. It's a Peter Mayer song.
The way that I was raised, each week, Sunday we would go to church. We'd listen to the preacher speak. He would read the holy words, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. But sitting back in Sunday school, we would hear about the time that Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. It used to make me sad to know that miracles don't happen still, but now I see them everywhere I go, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle.
Thomas Berry, the brilliant 20th century mystic, tells that to have a workable spiritual life in today's world, we must bring back a sense of enchantment, a sense of awe and wonder. And he also says that most of us are missing this. So what gets in our way? Part of it is that over-identification with Newtonian physics and rationalism. But another part is that self-preoccupation, the part that thinks that it is independent and is an individual experience. It's the ego self that constantly is self-reflective and puts itself in the center of it all. But the funny thing is that's the thing that drops away when I sit in those landscapes. But it's also the thing that keeps me from it in my day-to-day life. And it's also that ego self is the thing that makes awe so terrifying. So Webster defines awe as an overwhelming feeling of reverence, admiration, and fear produced by that which is grand, sublime, and extremely powerful. So we like our awe when it comes with a side of peace and beauty. But when awe is fierce, when it's tornadoes and atomic bombs and giant octopuses, we're not so willing to surrender. And our scripture today is exactly about this. It's the Bhagavad Gita, which translates as the Song of God. And in it, it's Krishna who is God in Arjuna. Krishna has come in human form to talk to Arjuna. And they talk about all sorts of things. They talk about life and death and non-attachment and right action and duty and karma. And in the 7th chapter, Arjuna asks Krishna, like, can you show me your full self? And Krishna knows that Arjuna is not ready. So he says, not yet, but I am the taste of pure water, the radiance of the sun and the moon, the vibration in sound, the manifestation in ether, and the striving in man. He's basically saying, I'm the essence of all things. So they keep talking. And in chapter 11, he asks again, will you show me your true self? Will you show me your cosmic self? And Krishna says, yes, but you cannot see with human eyes. So let me give you divine sight. And then he pulls back the veil. And it's incredible. It's innumerable wonders, innumerable mouths and eyes, dazzling ornaments, gleaming weapons, magnificent attire, resplendent garlands, celestial fragrances. It's brilliant and all-pervading. One of the lines is, it's as if hundreds of thousands of suns rose up at once into the sky. And it goes on and on like this. And then it gets to the other faces of gods, the ones with the terrible teeth that devour. So it's not just the God of beauty, it's the God that destroys. And Arjuna is terrified, but he's gained some wisdom. And so he bows in awe, surrendering his idea of what is right and wrong, and even his sense of self. And then Krishna returns to his human form, and it says Arjuna is relieved. And so it's that surrender that I think is one of this next key ingredients in allowing ourselves to be struck by awe.
Wine from water is not so small, but an even greater miracle is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not looking for the miracles, but finding where there isn't one.
So to me, awe is a little bit like meditation. You can't actually meditate. It's a state, not an action. What you can do is you can get still, you can pay attention, and you can focus. And from there, the state of meditation will arise. And I think being struck by awe is similar. We can pay attention, we can surrender, and you can trust. Trust in the holy. So Julian of Norwich was a 14th century Christian mystic who lived through 3 black plagues and lost everything dear to her, most likely her children, husband, family, and wealth. But she kept her divine sight, and God spoke to her. And in one of those conversations, she said, the good Lord answered to all the questions and doubts that I might make, saying fully comfortably, I shall make all manner of things be well. All manner of things be well. And most scriptures talk about the holy as good. And so let's put on our divine sight for a while and look at the holy. In most traditions, it comes in 3 forms: creator, sustainer, and destroyer. And like awe, which we like with a side of beauty and peace, we like our God as creator and sustainer. We don't like the destroyer so much. But the Buddha tells us that nothing in the universe is ever lost, so therefore it can't go away. This means that whatever is destroyed becomes food for what's created next. And so think about it. Fertilizer is food scraps destroyed. Rain is the river destroyed. Oxygen is CO2 destroyed. Individual transformation is ego habits destroyed. So I love turkey vultures, and so I need to tell you about them as part of this. Turkey vultures, they can go 500 miles without flapping their wings. Their heads are bald for cleanliness. Their defense mechanism doesn't hurt anything. They vomit. They share. If they find a big meal, they'll invite other vultures. And they don't kill anything to live. They live on carrion. So they're like the bodhisattvas of the animal world. And they're flying around, letting us know that whatever is destroyed gets to be turned back into life in some beautiful, magical way. So right now, our world has some things that aren't working very well, and they need to be transformed. Racial injustice, environmental injustice, classism, LGBTQI plus oppression, mental health oppression, ageism, adultism, sexism. We're part of a system that is not and has not worked for the majority of the world. So while some structures might be falling away and it's scary, maybe we can put on our divine sight and trust in the awesome power of God. Who knows what opportunities are coming? Maybe systems of sharing and collaboration where humans work with nature rather than over nature. New economies that work for everyone, including plants and animals. Communities that see all races and species as important and divine and worthy of respect. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but now I'm walking on sacred ground, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face to say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come to say it's not a sacrament. I'll tell you that it can't be done.
So maybe the last ingredient that's needed to open us to awe is that of praise. And that's what our second scripture is about. It's praising all that is. And Martin Prachtel, a Tzotzil shaman who lives in Guatemala, says that that's why God's put humans on earth, that our sole job is to praise everything with our words and our art and our actions. And all 12 steppers know the power of gratitude and praise. It can make miracles happen. There's some things that we can't be grateful for. The death of a child, enslavement, genocide. But Melody Beattie, another modern day mystic, offers us a gratitude practice on steroids. She says, don't just praise the good things, praise the challenges too, but make sure it's authentic. You will never be grateful that your child died, but you can be grateful that it hurts so much because it shows how deep your love is. Over the years, I've done this practice and I have gained some hard-won gratitudes. I'm grateful for my sadness and depression because it shows me I have a tender heart and I can see the dysfunction of our culture. I'm grateful for my anger around money and class because it shows me I want to be valued and I want an economy that works for everyone. I'm grateful for my frustrations because they give me opportunities to learn and grow and figure out my part of the solution. Whether or not I take them, that's another story. So can we be like Arjuna? Can we put on divine sight and stay grateful and find praise for that which is in our life? And if we do so, will it open us to awe?
Was rare at best. It used to wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath, 'cause I'm swimming in a sea of it. The world was in the lost and found, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but now I'm walking on sacred ground, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy.
Matt Fox writes, Had the supernova not exploded 5 billion years ago, had the Earth not maintained a certain temperature so that water would flow and life emerge, had the ozone not processed out certain levels of radiation, and the plants not fine-tuned the oxygen, we humans would not exist. Each one of us carries a 13.8 billion year existence in us. Is that not awesome? Everything's like that. Everything is interconnected. Everything is filled with enchantment and awe. I mean, look at your breakfast. Think of the hands that cooked it, that brought it to your house, that packaged it, shipped it, picked it, planted it, the forces that grew it, the soil, the sun, the rain, the minerals, the fertilizer, the plant itself for growing and giving its life, all of that so you could be nourished this morning. Is that not awesome? Or your hot water. Think about it. It's water. It's an element and it's fresh. You can drink it and it's clean. There's no poop and it's hot. Thank you, Romans and hot water heater people. And it's in your house. Thank you, pipe layers and city workers. And it's in multiple places in your house. Thank you, plumbers. Like, how many things happened so you could turn on your faucet this morning? Is that not awesome? So this week, we invite you to pay attention, to surrender a little bit, to trust, and to praise. Who knows what sort of awesome things will be sprinkled through your day. Blessed be, namaste, and oh yeah.
Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy.